With the rise of MOBAs and battle royales, sometimes massive multiplayer online role-playing games can feel a bit empty right now. It's pretty clear that MMOs have kind of gone past their peak, and I'm actually someone who's a perfect representation of this because as a kid I used to play a ton of World of Warcraft, which is an MMORPG, and then eventually I stopped playing because I got addicted to League of Legends, which is a MOBA, a massive online battle arena. So yeah, with games like League of Legends, which is a MOBA, and games like Fortnite, which is a battle royale, and a lot of players really migrating towards those sort of games, massive multiplayer online role-playing games kind of feel like they have gone past their peak. But in today's video, I want to explain to you why I believe that with the blockchain, with real player ownership, and with games getting real economies, that the metaverse is going to make massive multiplayer online role-playing games great again. So if this video topic sounds good to you, remember to drop a big thumbs up, and also if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit subscribe and click that notification bell so that you do not miss any future content. Now, let's get into it. So in this video, let's start by looking at how popular MMOs are right now. We'll look at some of the stats and data and talk about why their popularity has fallen off a bit. Then we'll start talking about blockchain technology and about why it is so revolutionary that all of a sudden we're gonna start to get these massive multiplayer worlds that we can roleplay in, where the value that we generate for our character is actually value that we're generating for ourselves in real life, and why that is gonna create a type of immersion that is just absolutely going to make MMORPGs blow up even bigger than they ever were. So let's start by looking at how popular MMORPGs are today. So right now, if we look at the top 5 most played MMORPGs today, when I'm recording this video, number 1 is Final Fantasy, then we have New World. Old school RuneScape is still on this list, or has come back to this list. So literally 1.57 million people today so far playing old school RuneScape. Path of Exile with 1.43 million, and then World of Warcraft rounding out the top 5 still with 1.11 million players so far logged in today. And you guys have to remember that World of Warcraft at one point, I remember seeing articles where it was talked about all across the news that there were over 15 million monthly active subscribers playing World of Warcraft. So seeing it down at 1.1 million is a big fall from where it once was as far as player population goes. So why has the genre of MMORPG really fallen off a cliff? And why are there only a handful of the millions of players that used to be in MMO worlds currently playing in these massive multiplayer online role-playing games? Well, like I said in the intro, I think the 2 biggest culprits are massive online battle arenas and battle royale games like League of Legends and Fortnite. And just the number of players that these games have mean that a lot of people who used to be playing the MMORPG genre have now just moved on to this other genre that they enjoy more, or maybe that their friends are playing. And that's kind of how it works when the popularity of something falls off a little bit. It kind of compounds on itself because, like, oh, now my friends aren't playing this, so if I want to play with my friends, I guess I have to go play Fortnite, or I guess I have to go play League of Legends. And even people who would still rather be in their roleplay game just because they want to be with friends are not in the world any longer either. And yeah, a lot of these worlds just seem a lot less populated than they were. But thankfully, I do not think that this is the end of the road for massive multiplayer online role-playing games. I think that the future ahead is actually going to be a lot greater than the past could have ever dreamed of, because enter Ethereum and smart contracts and the ability to have in-game worlds with a currency that's a cryptocurrency, and all the items can be NFTs, which means that you can actually own them and sell them to other players even off the game in some unrelated marketplace. And it's totally fine because you actually own the asset, and because the item doesn't exist on the game server, they can't delete it out of your wallet. And all of a sudden, real ownership in these virtual worlds, I think, means that MMORPGs are going to reach a new level of immersion, and that new level of immersion is going to bring so many people back into the genre. And I think that it's going to be like an absolutely crazy gold rush almost. And one of the key games that I'm looking at, I guess 2 of the key games I'm looking at when I'm talking about this, are Mirandus and Star Atlas, both of which are trying to create these massive metaverse worlds where they are massive multiplayer online and they are role-playing games where you have a character and get to play a role in this world. But what's absolutely mind-blowing about them is that they're going to have real economies. Their currencies are going to be real currencies, and all of the items in these worlds are going to exist on the blockchain with real ownership, which means that if in Star Atlas, for example, you're able to keep control of a planet and put down your mining claim on it, and you're able to mine these resources and generate wealth for your character, that currency can be exchanged for US dollar, and you can pay your rent with it and buy food with it, which is just absolutely mind-blowing, and I think why the metaverse is such a crazy cool opportunity. But looking at Mirandus, which is a medieval fantasy game, Mirandus is aiming to have an entirely player-owned economy, meaning that someone is going to send their children to college by selling swords to other players in Mirandus that they have crafted at their forge. And that is just a mind-blowing thing. And I think one of the reasons why MMORPGs have kind of fallen off in popularity a little bit compared to battle royales and MOBAs is that battle royales and MOBAs, the games only take like 45 minutes max, and you can go play for a little bit and then get off. Whereas these super immersive MMORPGs tend to suck up a lot more time. Now, that might not be perfectly true because I have lost a ton of time to League of Legends playing for entire days, which is probably not great, but it's just such an addictive game that maybe MMORPGs and League of Legends have a similar time requirement. But at least in the mind, it feels like, yeah, I can play this for a little bit, then the game's over and I can quit if I want. Whereas a RPG world, which is always alive, I feel like draws us in and makes us want to live in it for more time. But as a lot of the people that were super into these MMORPGs have gotten older, we've realized that, you know, I just cannot put as much time into this world as I used to, because even though it's cool, and even though that like when RuneScape first came out, it was just absolutely amazing, the idea that we could have a metaverse. But now with Metaverse 2.0, I think a lot of people might take a second look at MMORPGs, because now if I spend time in this world, I can actually make real money for myself. I could actually possibly have my real life job in a video game. That is going to cause a lot of people that currently were like, nah, I would never go back to an MMORPG, to say, wait a second, I can make real money here. Like I can be an adult and a kid again at the same time. And I think the player numbers that we see for MMORPGs is probably going to get a lot higher again. And I think it's going to be even a lot higher than it was in its peak when World of Warcraft had over 15 million monthly subscribers. I think that easily we could see games with hundreds, yes, hundreds of millions of monthly players. And these are going to be very populated MMORPGs, and there's going to be people running real businesses in these worlds. And yeah, the metaverse is really going to make MMORPGs great again. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to drop a big thumbs up on your way out. That's much appreciated, as it will help the video get recommended to more people by the YouTube algorithm. So thanks a lot for your thumbs up. And then if you just watched this whole video and you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Make sure you hit subscribe and click that notification bell so that you do not miss future videos by us on Chain Gaming. My name is Jake, but I don't make these videos by myself. My brother Nate edits all these videos. Josh, our friend, does the original intro and outro music and all of the sound engineering. So yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting us as we try to share with you the amazing things that the metaverse and on-chain gaming are going to be bringing to all of us, all of these incredible opportunities. So yeah, make sure that you're subscribed so that you can stay up to date with this incredible revolution that's happening. And finally, thank you to our incredible Patreon supporters for supporting us and making it possible for us to create this content. As a lot of you guys know, Nodes recently voted to defund on-chain gaming. So yeah, we've lost about 90% of our revenue from that gala Node vote. And I'm not going to go into all of that. It's too much digression, but yeah, we appreciate you Patreon supporters more than ever. So thank you guys so much for your support on Patreon. And until next time, everyone, have fun roaming the metaverse.